Okay, guys, this is the hardest part of this section and chapter, dividing polynomials by binomials. Because you can't just separate it out, because you can't separate denominators, so we have to remind ourselves of how we divide numbers. When we first learned division, how did we do it in grade school? For example, if I wanted 376 over 5, normally we put 5 outside and 376 inside. How many times did 5 go into 37? 7 times. Subtract 35, the 5 times 7, get a 2. Bring down the 6. How many times did 5 go into 26? 5 times minus 25, and we had a remainder of 1, or 75 and 1/5. We have to use the same general strategy when we're dividing polynomials by binomials. Whatever's underneath goes outside, x plus 4. Whatever's left goes inside, or in the numerator goes inside. Now, unlike 5 into 37, I'm really going to ask myself how many times x goes into x squared. We're just going to look at the first term of the outside into the first term of what's there. So I ask myself, what's x squared divided by x? X squared divided by x is x. So that's my first term. Now, that number, just like up here, when we took 7 times 5, gets multiplied by the x plus 4. X times x plus 4 is x squared plus 4x, and that gets subtracted off. If you do this right, your first term should always cancel. X squared minus x squared, canceled. 5x minus 4x is x. And just like before when we brought the 6 down, you bring the next term down. Now, what's my leading term? X. So what's x divided by x? 1. So I put the 1 up there. Now 1 is again multiplied by the x plus 4 on the outside, so we put x plus 4 here and we subtract. X plus 4 minus x plus 4 is 0. So the whole thing, x squared plus 5x plus 4, divided by x plus 4 is whatever ends up in the numerator up here, which is x plus 1. Since this one didn't have a remainder, it was nice and easy. So let's try this again with y minus 2 into 3y squared minus 4y minus 4. So again, you want to look at first term into first term. What's 3y squared divided by y? That's 3y. That gets multiplied by y minus 2. That would be 3y squared. 3y times negative 2 is negative 6y. This gets subtracted. Again, ignore this part over here. 3y squared minus 3y squared, they cancel. That's a good sign. Negative 4 minus negative 6, or negative 4 plus 6, is 2y. And we bring down a 4. So what's my leading term now? 2y. What's 2y divided by y? 2. That gets multiplied by the outside. 2 times y minus 2 is 2y minus 4. And also the 2 goes up here. 2y minus 4 minus 2y minus 4, that's 0. So what's my answer? What's up top? 3y plus 2. And again, no remainder. But let's see what one looks like when we might actually have a remainder. A squared plus 2a plus 12 over a plus 7. A plus 7. A squared plus 2a plus 12. We ask ourselves, what's a squared divided by a? It's a, which goes up here. That gets multiplied by the outside, times a plus 7. That's what's going to be subtracted off. So that's a squared plus 7a. Being subtracted off. A squared minus a squared cancels. 2a minus 7a is negative 5a. Bring down to 12. So our leading term is now negative 5a divided by a. which is negative 5. That gets multiplied by the outside, a plus 7. This is negative 5a minus 35, getting subtracted off. You might find it easier to distribute the negative and then add. That's up to you. 12 minus negative 35 is 47. So this time, there's nothing left to bring down. So when we had that fraction, 376 over 5, we said this ended up being 75, and we had a remainder of 1, and we could put it over the 5. We can do the same thing here. We've got a minus 5. This 47 can be placed over whatever we were dividing by originally, which was the a plus 7. So you take it and put it over whatever you were dividing by originally. And I will leave number 4 for you. Let's look at number 5. Now there's something special about number 5 because it's 5e cubed plus 5e squared plus 130. What do you notice that's missing there? A v to the first power term. Now one special thing about this is if you are missing any terms, you must write them in. What I mean by that is 5v cubed plus 5v squared plus 0v plus 130. Write it in. But otherwise, the strategy is the same. First term into first term. What's 5v cubed divided by v? It's 5v squared. We multiply by b plus 4. 5v squared times v is 5v cubed. 5v squared times 4 is plus 20v squared. You're subtracting it off to get negative 15v squared. Bring down the plus 0v. And then the 5v squared goes up here. Now we have a negative 15v squared divided by v. It's negative 15v times v plus 4. That's negative 15v squared minus 60v, getting subtracted off. Minus a negative is really a positive 60v. Bring down the plus 130. Finally, 60v divided by v is 60 times the v plus 4 is 60v plus 240. Subtract it off. Again, cancels. The first term always cancels if you're doing it right. 130 minus 240 is negative 110. So I forgot to put the minus 15v up here and then the plus 60. So we have our three terms, 5v squared minus 15v plus 60, and now we have our remainder, minus 110, and our remainder goes over what was on the outside, v plus 4. And we'll continue in the next video.